Hello students, let us continue our chapter population, the last chapter of class 9th. Now we have to see the characteristics or the quality of the population and especially of India's population. Through different style and compositions, let us try to understand the population of India, its different characteristics, and what are the major qualities of the population. One of the good method of trying to understand the population is age composition. If you see, age composition means the compositions of age found in a country, or we can say, like for example, that from 0 year to here is 15, and the next one is the 60 years. Means from 0 to 14 years the population is known as child population, while the population from 15 to 59 is known as adult population, or we can say working population, and the population which is 16 above is known as old or the aged population. Now the question comes in our mind that which of them is more profitable for country. If the old peoples are more, or the adult peoples are more, or the ratio of the child peoples are more, then which among them is good for country's economy? If we see the child, child is that group of population which are not doing anything for the country. They are nothing, they are not earning anything for the countries. On the other hand, they are spending a lot of money for their education and different things. Parents spend a lot of money on them. If we come to adult population is that population which because of their quality, this population is also known as working population. This population is the only group which earn a lot of money for countries GDP. On the other hand, if we come to the old population, then old population is also a dependent population. They are not earning anything. On the other hand, the country has to spend money on them or to give them pension and etc. things. So which of them is good? The first one is the adult population. If the ratio of the adult population is good, then it is good for the country's development, because this population is not only working population, means not only working population, but plus this is also a market. So in industrialized nation, this population is very good. On the other hand, let us come to the second most important population, and that is the children, the child population. Children population is important because at present, though these population is not earning anything, but it is like to invest money on anything, on industries or whatever, and later these industries start giving returns. Similarly, the same thing we found here in the children population. Like at present time, the parents are spending 1 lakh rupees to their children's. Later on, these children give returns to these parents of what, 10 crore or more, whatever. So, or we can say that this is the population which is actually a investment population. So for future, this population is good for country. On the other hand, if we come to the old population, then old population is totally a dependent population or country's economy. They are doing nothing. On the other hand, they are taking a lot of resources, using a lot of resources of country. Here we can see the structure of the our country India's population, and we are very lucky that the same thing we found here in India. Number one, the maximum population, 58.7% population is come in adult, means India has a lot of working class, plus India is world's largest market also. The second one, as you can see here, is the children population, which is 34.4%, means this is the India's future, and which is very good also. So there is no need to worry about the next 100 or 150 years for India's future. And if we come to the old population, which is dependent population, luckily we have a very less dependent population, which is only 6.9%. So the age structure of India is very good. Now the question comes is that how we are utilizing this population. That is more important. So the A is the age composition. Now the B part is the sex ratio. If we come to the sex ratio of India, but before that let us understand that what is sex ratio. The proper definition of sex ratio is the number of female per thousand males. Means that how many females are on per thousand males in the population, that is the sex populations. For countries it is good if the ratio is 50% or approximately that, but we see that this is not found equally all over in the world. If we come to India, then in India according to the 2001 census it was 933 females per thousand males. This information is an important social indicator to measure the extent of equality between the males and the females. We can see the sex ratio of India's during the last 50 years that it was 946, reduced 941. Continuously this sex ratio is reducing, means the population of the females are continuously reducing, which is very bad and an alarming situation for us, and we have to do some steps to stop this type of situation. If we come to the India's distribution, then Kerala, as you can see here, Kerala has 1058 per thousand sex ratio, which is very good. On the other hand, Haryana has 861 per thousand sex ratio, and Delhi also has only 1821 females per thousand males, which is very less. As you can see here, this light color shows the very less population of females. So in this map also we can see that especially those states which are literate states like Kerala, Meghalaya, Manipur has a good female ratio, and we also found some good female ratios in the states, so northeastern states except the Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh is good, Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and Goa. They all have a very good sex ratio, and we all the other states have a less sex ratio. They are the, it is a in between the 850 to 900. This is the Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Arunachal Pradesh. And the four states which has a very less female ratio, they are the Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana and Sikkim. So we have to do steps on these countries, these states, to increase the population of the females. The main reason behind it that what the people of India, they are thinking that childrens are investment, as we discussed already that the childrens are investment. So if they invest boy or girl, if they invest boy, then the money comes to them when later on the return comes to them. But if they invest on girl, then the return goes to the girl's family after marriage. So it is good to invest money on boys. This is the tendency found in India's population, the parents, and that is why they are giving more attention to boys instead of girls. Let us come to the third characteristics of the population, and this is known as the literacy rate. Literacy rate is a very important quality of a population. First of all, the question comes is that to whom we say a literate person? A person who is 7 and above year of age and who can read, write and understand any language, that comes in the literacy ratio, means that person is a literate person. So on that behalf we are counting that person is a literate person. So if you see the census of India, then India's literacy rate was very less after independence. In India, less than 10% people are literate, but later on are, you can see here, it was only in 1900 it was only 10%. the total was this middle one was the total 10, then it was increasing little bit, and now we see that in 2001 our literacy rate is 64.84%. The upper one is the male population and the lower one is the females literacy population. If we come to the males literacy rate, then it was 76.26 percentage in 2001, and female then it was 53.67 percentage among this 64.84 percentage. So still we see the discrimination of the girl, but the one good thing is that our ratio is going upward direction and the speed is also very good, and hopeful that in the next 25 years, we 20 to 25 years we achieve 100% literacy rate in India. And the last one comes is the occupational structure. The distribution of working population of an economy according to the different occupation they are doing is known as the occupational distribution of population. Basically, we see the population of a country is divided into three parts. The first sector, the primary sector, the second one, secondary sector, and the third one is the tertiary sector. In India, the maximum population was engaged in the primary sector, then secondary sector, and then tertiary sector. You can see here in 1973, blue color which shows the primary sector. On other hand, red color, this color shows the secondary sector, and the yellow color shows the tertiary sector. So here we see that in 1973 India's occupational structure comes like this, that the maximum population was doing primary sector, then the secondary sector, and then tertiary sector. And if we come to now, then in the year 2003 maximum population was doing tertiary sector, which is very good, and then comes the primary sector and then the secondary sector. The difference between the primary and secondary is not too much, and we hope that soon the primary sector comes in third rank. At present, approximately 40% of countries GDP come from primary sector, that is 35 to 40%, and it will reduce soon. That doesn't mean the production of primary sector reduced, means the maximum money comes from the secondary and tertiary sector. If we see the country which are developed, then here the structure we found here are the maximum population 1, 2 and 3. This type of structure is found where maximum population is engaged in tertiary sector and then secondary sector and then primary sector. So this is how we completed this part of the chapter. Any kind of problem and doubt you face, you can tell me, or you can send your comment. I will definitely reply you, or you can visit to my blog, which is bipindogra.blogspot.in. We continue this chapter and the last part of this chapter, in which we do the problems, the health of the population, how much it is important, and the most important thing is the adolescent population, and what is the India's national population policy regarding this. That's all for this part. Thank you.